to African Teapot podcast. My name is Exie and I'm your host. Journey with me through Africa's vast variety of culture, heritage, and discuss issues most African families face, both home and abroad. Make sure you add this podcast to your frequent podcast rotations, and don't forget to share and follow this podcast. Hello listeners, and thank you so much for tuning in for another episode on African Teapot. Today's episode is how far, and thank you guys, right? But if you're confused, I'll get into it. But before that, hope you had an amazing week. You enjoyed the series that we just rounded up with Winnie, my co-host. And hopefully you're pumping for the next one that is going to be coming up, the next topic, I would say. I'll be working on another series, but for now, we're just going to be doing new topics weekly, right? Till I log into the next series. But one thing about the series is I'm so grateful and so happy how you guys turned out. It was amazing. You guys had questions. I tried to answer them to the best ability I could. I brought it up to Winnie and we jointly had ideas and we answered it back to you. And you guys just kept on. Some of you poured your support to Telma, especially. And some of you were so proud of Tunde. So the turnout was just great. I knew you guys would turn out because that's how you guys are anyways on African Teapot. I know our community, we turn out for each other. But I was pleasantly surprised and pleased as well. And just overjoyed. It was great how you guys support. And that just encourages me and greases my elbow, you know? Like it's just a good feeling to have that. So I am really, really grateful about that. Little pointers I have or little things I want to draw your attention to in regards to us as a platform and to our last series is something was brought to my attention where Winnie and I would crack little jokes here and there. We would say, hey, we are sipping. If you're wondering why we're sounding the way we are, it's because we're sipping something. Winnie was like, holy water. If that came across to you in any way, like it's a distraction to the story or we are not taking it seriously, I sincerely apologize and just letting you guys know that was not the intent. We were having a very intense and serious topic and conversation. And sometimes when things hit you in life that are serious, you take a minute to just distract yourself sometimes. And we didn't want it was already a heavy, tense and deep conversation. We didn't want it to sound sorrowful, right? In as much as they were. We didn't want it to sound even sorrowful when we were presenting it. We wanted it to sound more like a conversation. We wanted it to sound more like a learning experience for us and for you listening. And so it wasn't like we weren't taking it serious and it wasn't like we were out here being whatever. We were just saying that to crack jokes and to make it a little bit light and lively, okay? So that's notwithstanding to that pointer and that criticism. I did get that and I take it seriously, okay? And that being said, on the other hand, when you are trying to reach out to me or trying for me to pass on a message you have to someone's story you've heard, say like Telma, a lot of you had information that you wanted Telma to get or a tap on the back or a criticism, right? I reached back to you and I told you I would not pass on your message or I would. Because one, we are encouraging growth and we encourage different opinions, different perspectives. Again, we are here to share our African stories one at a time, change these stereotypes and debunk these crazy notions people have about Africans. Like we don't face the same problems as the rest of the world, or the way we solve our problems is not the way other people solve their problems. At the same time, we want to tell our stories from our perspective. That is one thing I encourage you on African Teapot. That is why even if you call me or you reach out to me and you explain the story to me, I would still want you to record it or write it out so that I should be representing your perspective, not mine, if that makes sense. Because that is how we tackle issues generally, and that's how we are going to grow as a community. So we have, as a community here, we have guidelines, right? You need to share your opinion or your disagreement with someone respectfully. I use the word respectfully in caps and loosely here. Respectfully. You don't come and we are all reasonable. You don't come to me and pretty much share a hateful message and expect me to pass it across. I respectfully tell you I wouldn't, because again, I am the medium between you and whoever the message is going to, or between you and myself. Some of you are sending the messages to me, right? So it's okay to respectfully disagree with what I'm saying. It's okay for you to bring criticisms to my attention, but I would say we should learn as a community to do that respectfully. We should learn as a community to do that mindful that people are not the same. Okay? Telma is from Ghana, Tunde is from Nigeria, and Winnie is from Kenya. Okay? And these are different countries with different dynamics and different ways in which people handle things and different ways in which they were all raised, by the way. So the way someone was raised is different, and so the way they will handle problems will be different. Okay? You need to understand this person sharing their story is coming from a place of hurt, is coming from a place of confusion, unlike Winnie, who had come from a place of I have grown, of growth. Like, oh, I look at myself and I think there are red flags and things I didn't see, and now I see differently. Okay? But she chose to share the story for whoever is listening who can relate or learn from it. Okay? She didn't say what she did was right. Though I don't think there was ever a time she said that. She didn't say what she did was right. She explained what she did, explained what she perceived as someone in the relationship, and she explained what she would expect in the future moving on if she finds herself in that situation. That was all she said. Okay, that is her story, is her space. What I do here is provide a platform where people can come and share their stories from their perspective, freely. Okay? I am not here because I am not a know-it-all, and neither are you. We are all on a journey of learn. We are all learning, and it's just a journey of growth, pretty much. All right? I can't know everything. Africa is huge. It has plus 50 countries in it. So you can't know everything, and so your perspective cannot be the solution to everything or to every problem. You see, I had this problem and that's how I solved it, so you better solve it that way and it's going to work. No. Okay? That person has shared their story and they are open to advice. There is a difference when somebody has welcomed you into their space to advise them, or they have welcomed you into their space to share their story so that you realize you are not by yourself. You are not alone. Some of them have already solved the problem. Okay, but they just want to share it. All right, so let's be mindful that we are a community that is growing, and so we should be respectful for other people's feelings, respectful of the way they tell their stories, and realize that these stories happen to real people in real time. Okay? All right. So moving on, a lot of people came on, wrote me messages suggesting live videoing, maybe on YouTube or Facebook or something like that. And I am looking into it. That's what I'm going to say for the time being, and we'll see how that materializes. But I have come to realize that we do need a community, right? I'm trying to do that behind the scenes, and I am glad that I'm that involved, and I'm surprising myself actually that I'm able to do that. I think maybe I thought I wouldn't be able, but I'm able to do that. I'm really glad, and I have people reaching out to offer themselves or offer services that they are aware of. So I will definitely look for a way to pass on information in terms of I say something on an episode and maybe you want to learn more, and then you will go over to wherever that is and you get more information. Say, especially single parents struggling and they need help and they need somebody from an authoritative figure or something like that, or an authoritative office to help them establish financial support from their partner to their kid and things like that. I had a lot of people reach out about that, especially from my home country, Cameroon. There were a lot of questions about that, and I tried to get back to them, but that makes me realize that yes, we do need a more open platform where people can do that. but I want that we should be able to do that respectfully. Okay, guys? All right. So pretty much this is just what I wanted to put out here today. And subsequent days coming up, I'll be trying to pick you guys' brains about what topic we should go into, the next couple of topics, maybe 4 topics. It's not a series, obviously, just our regular weekly topics while I'm working on the series, right, on our next series. But some of you had a lot of topics regarding relationships, true, which were birthed from the last series, which was expected. Some of you had a lot of questions about mental health within African communities and how Africans handle that, and pretty much Africans traveling from different countries to go for greener pastures and the risk involved in such things. I personally have been thinking about that topic, and I had like 4 or 5 individuals really echo on that topic, especially if you're aware of what is happening. People trying to go to Italy and things, Europe. If you're listening to social media and the news as Africans, you can see what's happening to our fellow brothers and sisters. So those are some of the topics that came up. Let me know, okay, via social media. I'm going to put the poll there, the question or whatever. Just let me know what you guys want, and we'll go from there. But that being said, hopefully I didn't forget anything. But if I did, I'll always come back. But thank you so much again for being amazing news. And thank you so much. And just so you know, this platform is for everybody, for our brothers and sisters. Even if we have more sisters in here, right? But we have a few brothers, and some of them are very vocal, actually. Like, you see, like Tunde shared a story. So, guys, you have stories you want to share. Don't be shy, reach out. And I would suggest, if you have personal stories you want to share and you're worried about privacy and things like that, I would really encourage that you email it to the show, okay? africanteapot@gmail.com. So, just email. All right. Thank you. Do you know you can now leave direct voice messages to the show, and they may just have a chance to end up on future episodes? All you need to do is follow the voice link on the show notes, and I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you for listening, and hope you join me for the next episode. You can always reach us via email at africanteapot@gmail.com, and follow us on Instagram at African_teapot.